Greetings, petrolheads. Welcome back to Automation, the car company tycoon game. First of all, thank you guys for 900 subscribers. I've crossed that threshold a couple of days ago. Still, my goal remains the same for this year, reaching 5,000 subs. We still got quite a lot of work to do until then, but you know, I'm still believing. Today I'm gonna build a 2010 entry-level supercar for ESE. It's going to be mid-engined. This is too small, but this is too big, so I got a problem here. This one is obviously like awesome, but also way too big and not really an entry-level supercar. We were using, I think, yeah, this body before. So that's 247. This is smaller, of course, but yeah, this is just in another category. I guess we're gonna do this. Yeah, and I wanna compete with the Ferrari 458 with this car. So I guess, yeah, 2 meters 72 is sort of realistic as far as wheelbases go. Of course, we're going to use a tweaked version of the 5-liter V8 block. All right. So we are, since we are competing with the Ferrari 458, we are gonna make this carbon fiber. I think the wishbones are around because pushrod suspension wasn't really a thing yet in 2010. I mean, it was starting to make an appearance on some cars. It was not really like. I mean, I guess we could try it. But then again, I don't know how, because like push rod suspension is the least compact thing you can have. I don't know if the 5-liter engine would fit with it. But for now, let's worry about the aesthetics first. We're gonna put 2 lips up front. Because the 458 has some pretty advanced aerodynamics, I'm gonna put 2 lips up front and 1 wing on the rear to make some downforce, which obviously we can't really get without any aerodynamic fixtures or any significant downforce anyway, because there is, of course, the option of fitting an undertray, but that's not really going to get us very far on downforce. So we are going to do our usual thing here with making this basically the center, with making the signature grille basically the center of the bumper up front. Which one do we put around it though? I want to try this one. We can of course just do something else later if we find this, you know, not fitting. A little bit taller. In 2010, I think we can start with some LED light designs on the rear anyway. On the front, I don't know. Like I'm gonna put. Now that we're on the bumper section already, I'm gonna put some like fog lights in here. They're too big though. And now we need some main headlights. Now what do we do? No, I actually don't think we want fog lights down here. They're just, it's just gonna look a little bit weird if the fog lights down there are bigger than the actual main headlights that we're gonna put, where normally headlights are. Actually, I think I want to make this a little bit smaller. And I want to put this further down here like that. Then put a badge on here. And yeah, one of those on here. And then an indicator like this. Door handles. I think we go, you know what, let's go with some chromed ones, because this car is going to be sort of expensive anyway. And please let me rotate them. Yeah, okay, that way. Now, I don't know exactly how much cooling we're gonna need, but probably more than we currently have. 409, maybe a little bit more than that. We are gonna try and make this car produce at least, 570 horsepower like the 458. So yeah, that's a sort of benchmark we're aiming for. Diffusers. I actually think I want to go for a pretty simple solution here, because we have this option available to us, and then around this, this is cutting a hole into the body, which I'm not a big fan of, but that should probably be solved once we where is it? Once we add excuse me. once we add one of these on top of it. Yep, okay, those problems are solved now. I think we have some different exhausts here as well. Those ones perhaps, they are of course an option. Don't think they're really fitting here though. No, just no. We have some different ones as well, I think. Well, of course we got something like this. Then again, why wouldn't we just use regular dual exhausts? Which I'm actually gonna do. Please. And we're gonna fit a number plate back here. With some nice braking lights over there. Now for the tail lights themselves. I want to employ the same kind of theme that I've been doing recently, with like one of these as the base, and then remodeling this in such a way that I'm left with a nice shape that I like, and then putting lights on top of that. That's what I want to do again. So let's try something. At first I need one like right here. So that's basically, that marks the end of the fixture arrangement that I'm about to create. Alrighty, and now I need one more of these, like over here. And one more, a really small one, in here. Then I'm gonna put, no, please don't clone. Please don't move that one. I'm gonna clone this. Good. Right. Now, actually, I can just do it a little bit simpler, like this. put a badge, no, not this one, but this one on here. And I'm actually also gonna put something like this on here. No, I don't think that looks that good. Maybe the other one? Yeah? No. Let's just leave it the way it is and put a wing on it. If you like it, then you should have put a wing on it. Yeah, that's what Beyoncé said, of course. LEDs. Obviously, it's going to be a pretty difficult job to line those up, you know, so that they make a somewhat straight line and so it doesn't look out of place. By the way, also, of course, if you haven't seen it yet, episode number 250 is the new community challenge. It's about building a car in the 90s that is then tuned in 2016 on a budget by you. So if you're interested in that, go check out episode number 250 and make sure you enter before this upcoming Sunday. And after that, I will be reviewing all the entries I'm getting. I realized, by the way, that these are a little bit bigger than the, you know, your average LEDs. Then again, like, we don't have to do things like 100% accurately to what it would be in real life, because it is still a game after all. Like, it's still here to it's still here for us to enjoy having fun and not to like be perfectly accurate and realistic. I mean, of course, you can if you want to. And let's put some indicators like right there, like right here. So wings. Now comes our time to choose. We might go with this one. Just, you know, longer. Like so. Although this seems sort of like aftermarket, this looks a little bit cheap for, you know, for a car that's gonna cost probably around $150,000 to $200,000. This one looks like a proper wing that you would find on a supercar or a race car, but I've been using that so much in the past. You know what? Fuck it. Let's use it again. And we are gonna recolor this thing. Maybe make it like white. Haven't had a white car in quite some time. And you know what? I think I want to do something else here. I want to put a different vent around here, and I want to be doing it with... Ah yeah, this one. Well, okay. So far, so good. It's gonna be white, it's gonna be river drive. We're gonna take less time for the engine though, because, you know, we already have a basic block that we can use. Just need to find it. It's a 2008 V8 block. 2006, 2007, that's a 4-cylinder. 2009. Of course, it's going to be like right at the bottom, right? Yeah, there we go, like so close to the bottom, just to make me go through almost the entirety of this list. It's okay though. I found it, so we are gonna clone this one. Make everything more aggressive. That's 520 pretty much horsepower. As soon as we do this, 520 horsepower. You are going to rev this out to 8,000, and we're going to change the components a little bit later. And the quality and everything. 530. We can go up to 12:1 compression ratio. That is quite a lot. Exhaust is starting to get a little bit small. 540 horsepower. Gonna remove one muffler, I think. That's 550 horsepower. We're already at 13.5 here. You know what? I'm gonna use raised tubular exhaust, and that's gonna put us at 575 horsepower. Yeah, now we're running into serious reliability issues. We need some bottom end quality as well. +6. From when? From 83,000 RPM onwards. From 8,300 RPM onwards, we're suffering from reliability issues from the crankshaft. But before that, we're fine. Okay. Yeah, okay, 575 horsepower is more than 570 that the 458 makes. Let's go for it. Excuse me, no 7 speeds? No 7 speeds in 2010? Engineer, by the way, is 2010, not 2009. Oh, that gave us 2 extra horsepower. Thank you. That's very nice of you. 575, okay. I don't know why we don't have 7 speeds here. we need this thing to go at least 200 miles an hour. That's like one of the things we need to accomplish. "19-inch rims," and I think the Ferrari has like 295s on the rear. I'm gonna go with magnesium rims. Carbon ceramics, probably. A fully clad anode tray with an active wing, because the Ferrari has sort of active aerodynamics as well with the flaps that it has in its front grille. Don't need brake airflow in all likelihood. Don't need as much wing. We're gonna trim that later. Sport interior with +5 quality, I think, because we are playing in the Premier League with this car. So that because of that, we need to make sure that we have like an interior that's on par with who we're gonna compete with. Active sport suspension, I think, is going to be the best here. We're going to tweak the suspension some more later on as well. I'm going to set it to first, benchmark setting, or whatever word you use there. Wow, we're making great stats already. Okay, we need more rear camber to stop this car from oversteering. So -1.2 degrees of rear camber. 49.1 drivability is actually really good. The weight is lower than on the Ferrari. Acceleration time is awesome. We still have more top speed to go. Oh, okay, that's... We can give it some quality into the gearbox section. Although that doesn't really help us with the wheel spin. Maybe wider rear tire as well. Not really, actually. Not really. I want to keep the sportiness up here. So let's see. 327.5 kilometers an hour. That's like 204 miles an hour. And 203 more like, I think. Let's see. Quarter mile time should be really good with this power to weight ratio. And it is 10.8. That's way faster than the 458 Italia. Alright. And let me just quickly go to Mazda Laguna Seca. Firstly, check out the time that the Ferrari did, because I have that page open somewhere. Just need to find it. It's gonna be the Ferrari 458 Italia. There it is, a 136.2. A 136.2 is what we need to beat here. Again, third split time is the flying lap time. 137.76. Okay, so we're pretty far off of that. We need rear downforce. Actually, it doesn't really do that much to the downforce, it seems. Okay, did that actually affect anything? No. We need front downforce apparently. Yeah, but now comes the problem. We're gonna lose top speed by increasing the downforce. And we need this thing to go faster than 200 miles an hour. And I can reduce the cooling airflow a little bit more. But that's only gonna help me for so long. Let's see what it does now. $137.6. Okay. Also, let's see how much this costs. Okay, if we add a like 75% markup, which we need to, because we need to really make some profit from this car. Because only a certain amount of people can afford it. So the ones we sell need to return some good profit. Then it costs $145,600, which is still pretty cheap for a supercar. So we can increase a couple more. We can increase the quality on a couple more things. 330 kilometers an hour is a nice number to hit. Let's see. There's a 137.6 still. We need some more. Okay, not rear stiffness. Oh, front spring stiffness. This was the best setup so far. Sway bars. A little bit more rear sway bar. Front sway bar, not so much. Okay, dampers. Ride height, a little bit lower, a little bit lower. Okay, there's the bottoming out. That actually made it slightly slower. I'm gonna put some quality into the gearbox. Just check how expensive it is now. Pretty much $150,000. $147.47. Some more front downforce for a better turn in, or just generally more downforce from the under tray. 325, that is the top speed from the 458, so I don't want to go below that. That didn't help at all. But you know what? The 458 costs like $200,000 or even more, and for this car to be faster accelerating and not too far off on a track while costing $50,000 less, I think that's pretty good. We can of course make another version of this car a little bit later if you guys like this one. And that brings us to the end of the episode. Hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like or a comment if you did. Thanks for watching. I will see you next time.